Yes, we're happy to be here. You know what I mean? For another episode. I want to first shout out to Coach Jay and just thank him for coming along with me on this journey for self love and also for helping me in decolonizing mental health.
Of
We
course.
are not whitewashed. We are blackwashed. We are showing up, right? We are
Yes.
showing up as our authentic selves. You know what I
Yes.
mean? We are talking about personal stories, right? To make sure that we show that we are people as well. We're not just here just to tell you what to do as if we're the judge or the jury of your life. We're here to
Yes.
collaborate with you. We are your teammates. We're here to work along with you, right?
We all have something to work on.
Yeah. So
We
Coach
all be
Jay,
better people.
yes, what is our topic for today?
Our topic is imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome. All right.
Imposter syndrome. Do you know what imposter syndrome is?
It makes me think about someone who does not think that they are good enough for something, or they don't think that they are as good as someone that they're comparing themselves to. And then this can cause them to have self doubt. It could cause them to have anxiety about what steps they should be taking in life.
Mm.
Low self esteem, right? Low self confidence, depression. That comes to mind when I think about someone who has imposter syndrome.
So, what the textbook definition is,
Hmm.
imposter syndrome is a sense of self doubt related to work accomplishments.
Hmm.
You might have feelings of phoniness and think you don't deserve your job. So symptoms can include lack of self-confidence at work, sensitivity of small mistakes, fear of failing your team,
Hmm.
burnout from
Hmm.
working too hard. So you were right on target, right on
Hmm.
target.
You mentioned burnout as well, right? So you're
Yes.
burning yourself out because you are overworking and trying to prove yourself. You expect to know everything and feel ashamed when you don't.
You believe work must be accomplished alone and refuse to take credit if you receive any kind of assistance.
Hmm. You tell yourself that everything must be handled with ease. Otherwise, it's not natural talent.
Mm. You feel you should be able to excel at every role you take on in your life.
Hmm. You set impossibly high standards for yourself and then beat yourself up when you don't reach them.
So, are you a micromanager?
Hmm. Do you feel that praise is just people trying to be nice to you and they don't really mean it?
Do you overwork?
Do you think that your work must be flawless at all times?
Do you set unattainable goals?
Do you avoid applying for a job unless you feel like you meet every single requirement?
Mm. Are you constantly worried that you're not meeting expectations?
Hmm. Do you feel like you must figure out everything on your own?
Are you often called a perfectionist?
Mm. Do you have a hard time delegating tasks?
Mm. So, all of these are different ways that imposter syndrome shows up.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
we have to be aware of those type of things, and of course, like just like we are telling you how to be aware of those things, of course we're going to tell you how to overcome those things. You
Exactly,
know,
exactly.
so
Right?
my main thing is focusing on the facts.
Mhm,
You know,
mhm, mhm. Right,
and
because our feelings can sometimes lie to us, right?
yes,
We feel like we're incompetent, because the task is hard when really anybody would have difficulty with that same exact task,
yes.
right? And doesn't mean that our value is less at all, right?
No, really, it's more so what you're able to do is what you're able to do. But you
Mhm.
also got to listen to yourself and make sure that you're thinking. with your brain and not with your feelings. You
Mhm,
know, because
mhm,
sometimes,
mhm.
like you said, sometimes our feelings will overpower how we actually are feeling, and the reality of everything that's going on, we're looking at it totally different because we're looking at it from our emotional standpoint opposed to a
A logical
logical
side.
one. Yes.
Mhm, mhm, yes. Next one. So learning from team members. It's okay. It's okay to say you don't know something, right?
Hmm.
None of us are born in this world knowing everything. We were not born experts. You have to learn from someone, right?
Toot your own horn.
Mhm.
So, you know, make yourself feel good once you accomplish something, brag on yourself,
Mhm.
you know. So make sure that you feel like everything that you've done is good and all of that good stuff.
Right, because sometimes when we have imposter syndrome, we also have what I would call like a negative lens. We only focus on the things we didn't get accomplished. We only focus on the failures. We focus on, that 1 or 2 points that we didn't get, as opposed to focusing on the fact that, hey, you still got an A or you got a
Hmm.
B, you got a high score, you
You still
know.
got that
So
that
don't
10.
discount, right? Don't discount the positive. Celebrate the small wins because those small wins lead to bigger wins, right? Exactly. Another one, okay? So reframe negative thoughts, right? So I think we talked about this before in another video. I had said we have to be okay with failing, and we have to understand that failing doesn't mean that our life is over. It just means that we got to get started all over again, or not even all over again. Sometimes just getting started again, right?
And it doesn't mean that you're inadequate at all. It
Mm-mm.
just means that, okay, like you said, we just got to start all over. We have to figure out a different way, a different route, a different path to take to make sure that we're getting to the end goal. Maybe this time around we're going to get to the end goal of whatever that may have been, whether that was getting that A or getting that 10 out of 10 or whatever it may be.
Right, but this time you know more. You have more information because you already failed. So now you have an advantage, really.
Hmm. That's really what it
You're
is.
coming with learned experience, and so you
Hmm.
could do better the next time. Mhm.
So with failing comes advantages.
Mhm.
Another one could be, looking for a mentor. So
Mhm.
whether it's that therapist, whether it's that life coach, whether it's someone that you look up to at work that's in your profession. All of these people can be mentors, pastors. All of these people can be mentors. So looking up to them to see exactly the path that they took and understand that, hey, like this is their path. I can either imitate that path,
Mhm.
or I can imitate it to where that it's going to best suit me and best work for me, because what they did and what happened during their time may have worked for them, but it may not work for me in the same way.
Exactly. Exactly. Acknowledge and release your feelings, right? So sometimes when you have imposter syndrome, you keep things to yourself. You isolate, you withdraw. People don't know that you're suffering because you don't want anyone to know. But that's an unhealthy way of managing that situation. The minute that you speak out and ask for help, you might realize that you're not alone, that
Hmm.
someone else, perhaps on your team, feels the same way that you do. Now you have some camaraderie. You have someone that you can go to get some motivation because they feel the same way and you can help each other.
Yes.
But you won't be able to get that help if you keep everything to yourself.
Which takes me to the next one. Share how you are feeling. You have to voice how you feel so that, like you were saying, now you have someone else that is on the same
Mhm.
page. Now you guys
Mhm.
can talk to each other and really understand maybe a lot better, and now you guys can, in a sense, bounce
Mhm.
ideas or use each other to get to the end goal,
Mhm.
opposed to, like you were saying, bottling everything in and just thinking you have to suffer alone. It's like, no, you don't have
Mhm.
to. Someone
Mhm.
else is here to help you, and they can guide you. Ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help.
Mhm. And I believe the last one is anticipating feelings, right? So
Hmm.
expect that you're going to have some difficult times. Expect that you're going to need help. and that you're gonna have to ask someone for help. That doesn't mean that you're less than again,
Hmm.
right? So if you can expect that you're going to need help, you can say, okay, well, I know I'm going to need help. So here's my game plan for how to get that help, right? So when that time comes, you go right into it.
Come up with a plan.
Yeah, you get it done and then you move on to the next task. Or you
Hmm.
figure out who can help you with this, who can help you with that. And then guess what? You delegate. You delegate things out and then you get the job done quickly and efficiently. Hmm.
Best way to say it is how you just said it.
Hmm.
That is the best way to say it. Like,
Hmm.
ask for help,
Hmm.
delegate,
Hmm.
work together. You know,
Mhm.
I think
Mhm.
as long as you do that, you not only would you have learned how to work with other people, but you would have been able to really understand as a team. We are all understanding something together, and where your
Mhm.
weaknesses are, it may be someone else's strengths. So I think at that point, you're bouncing those ideas off someone else, and someone else can possibly help you with that process of understanding a process or something in what's going on that you may not understand.
Mhm.
So speak up.
Yes. I was recently listening to a podcast by a man named Robert Greene, and he's the author of the book that's very popular, especially in the Black community. It's called The 48 Laws of Power. Have you heard that book?
Hmm.
Yes. And so what he said was that a lot of us have talent, a lot of us are skilled, but we don't know how to work with people. And that's our downfall, is we think that we have to do everything on our own. And it's really hard to get through life that way, right? I said it before in a different video, we're relational. We need each other, right? When you build a team, it's okay to have a team with people who have different talents or the same time because guess what? Now you can help each other to reach a goal, right? If we're all doing everything on our own, we might not ever get there or it will take us much longer to get there.
That's
Mhm.
true, and that's in every aspect of life, honestly.
Mhm. Mhm.
Whether it's working together at work, whether it's working together with your family, whether it's working together, even in our setting, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
In different ways, like we all have strengths and weaknesses,
Mhm.
and I think that as long as we are reaching out to our counterparts and actually letting them know, hey, this is where I'm struggling. Can you help me? You know, as
All right,
long as we
Coach
can.
Jay, how many times I've asked you how many times have I asked you, can you help me with this technology thing? It's really hard for me. Can you push these buttons and make this work? And you have been, yes, so
Yes,
helpful.
yes. I mean, I try my best. I'm not the most tech savvy person either, but I think that I'm just a little bit okay.
Right. I can
Um,
acknowledge that you, but you have more knowledge in that area than I do. And I'm okay with admitting that, and asking for help so we can get a
get
goal accomplished.
exactly, and that's what it all is. At the end of the day, we're just trying to get the goal accomplished to where, at least at the end of the day, now we've worked together to get it done. It got done a whole lot faster than whether you were doing it alone. You trying to figure out what you had to do to press what button to get whatever it was to work. It's like now I was able to come in and actually really help, and
Hmm.
now we got to the goal maybe 3 hours faster, opposed to you trying to figure it out on your own. Not saying literally 3 hours,
Sometimes
but
I will be struggling for 3 hours, and I'm like, Cambria, you do not have to know everything. You don't have to get everything done on your own.
yeah.
You can just call and get that task done in like 5 minutes instead of sitting there for 3 hours struggling. You
And that's
know.
all it is. Just asking for help. Like something
Hmm.
so simple. It could be something so simple as pressing a button. It could be something
Hmm.
so trying to figure out a math problem, trying to figure out just something that needs to happen in life.
Yeah.
It could be so many different things. That's why it's always important to have a group of people around you that you can count on. So that you can always bounce ideas off of and tell them, "Hey, I need you to come press this button."
Right.
like,
Just press this button. Right. Like so. The moral of the story is this: imposter syndrome will keep you stagnant. It will slow you down. Right.
hmm
So your best bet is to Admit you don't know everything. Admit you can't do everything on your own. Admit you need help. You need a team.
Yes.
And it's okay to have a team, right? You make each other stronger, right? Within imposter syndrome, I also was thinking about the fact that within imposter syndrome, it can make you sabotage relationships with people because you show up and you feel like, why are they with me? Why
Mhm.
did they pick me?
Mhm.
I have all these things wrong with me. Don't they see that? They may or may not see that, but they saw something that they liked in you, which is why they chose you. So
And if
don't
they
forget
love
that.
you,
Mhm.
they'll help you and be that partner and
Mhm.
actually help you and push you through to the next level. It will help you smooth over everything that you're going through.
Mhm.
So even in relationships,
Mhm.
imposter syndrome does exist. So yeah. All right, you guys. It was lovely speaking with you guys this afternoon, and I hope that you guys will give us a follow if you aren't already following us on the gram. Mine's is Get Well Wit Mail.
And our group page is self-love is the key wellness.
Yes.
Mhm.
And please follow us on the TikTok at Self Love is the Key. And go ahead and give us a thumbs up for this video. Leave a
Mhm.
comment
Mhm.
and go ahead and hit the belly thing wherever it may be so you can get notifications when we do upload our videos. Okay.
Yes, yes. Thank you
And
guys so much.
we'll see you guys next time.
All
We love you
right.
guys. Be blessed, be safe, and get out of that imposter syndrome.
Mhm. Bye.
Bye, you guys.